Welcome back, folks. We have two ladies here from the Protect Property Values Club. Stevie Magid, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having us this morning.
All right, and Maggie Brown.
Yes, and
nice
thank
to
you
meet
as
you as
well.
well.
It's
Actually, I
very
met you
nice.
the other day,
Yes, you
but this is the
did.
first time that I recall that you've been on our show.
That is correct.
All right, well, welcome. You two are the founding members of the Protect Property Values Club. And how did this start? What motivated you to start this club? And tell me a little history about it, if you would.
Okay, when my husband and I first came here, we were renters. We wanted to get to know the community. And we happened to meet people who were heirs, who had inherited units.
Mm-hmm.
And they told us how difficult it was. They didn't live here. There were a lot of people, their relatives had passed on. They couldn't afford to keep the units. They couldn't afford to pay for the units. A lot of the people lost the units because of this.
Mm-hmm.
And it was quite a hardship. And we heard that people had to go to assisted living, and they couldn't afford to go to assisted living and pay their HOA fees. So we decided it was important to try and protect these people, to try and make it easier for them to keep their homes and to be able to come back if they were able to, or for their families to be able to keep the homes until the market turned around.
And if
Right.
you remember, there was about that time there was the big economy deterioration
Right.
that went on. People lost an enormous amount of their wealth, and because of that, they had to make all new sorts of decisions in their lives.
Right.
And we also found that there were enormous amounts of units that were just sitting empty. And that meant, that we could have all sorts of rodent infestations and insects, and what if a water pipe broke? There was nobody there, to solve those problems
Right.
until it leaked over into somebody else's unit as well. It was just a need for it, a big need to have this 6-month lease restriction eliminated. And so we thought, okay, how can we do this? We don't even know if the community at that point was behind us.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided, okay, let's get a petition together. And we went around and we got over, 2,000?
We have over 2,000 owners and individual owners in United that have signed petitions and have supported us over the last 4 years to remove the 6-month lease restriction. And in fact, we tried to get the previous board to address this issue, but they would never accept our petition. They would never recognize it. And so
They wouldn't put it on the agenda.
Right.
yeah. So what we ended up having to do last fall was to get our 4 people who agreed with us to run for the board.
And we
Mm-hmm.
supported them, endorsed them, and they were elected a 2-to-1 majority. So we kind of felt like this was the right direction to
Right.
go. Okay, so we got the board people up there. Everything was going well. And they voted to get rid of this 6-month lease restriction. Well, 5 minutes after it was voted on,
Mhm.
there was a fringe element that came in, and they said, no, according to California law, we have 30 days that we can present a petition to you, and we can have a community vote on this. Well, which is great. Let the community vote on it. We're all for that. It's going to cost, a lot of money in order to have the vote, but at least of all, it will be settled. The community will say,
Right.
yes, we want it. No, we don't want it. So the ballot is out.
Yes.
This is the ballot.
And we
There's-
should mention, I just want to mention the ballots did go out on April 19th. And as
Friday.
I've been saying, and the announcements have been saying, that they say on or about. So if you haven't received your ballot yet, they went out on Friday. It is Monday. Wait a couple more days. And then we've talked about a number that you can call just in case you don't get that ballot. But expect it in the mail soon. For United, we're not talking about Third here, by the way.
Right. So the language is very clear. It's
Mm-hmm.
yes, I want to keep the 6-month lease restriction. No, I don't want to keep the 6-month lease restriction. It's
Right.
that clear, and it was a big battle to get it that clear. So
Yeah, not often ballots are clear. And Also, I want to mention that people can see this ballot online. They can download it. It is not the official ballot. You cannot use it, but it's your reference. So if you want to, it's nice that it is available on this.
Excellent point.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And again, they have to be returned by May 20th, and then the count will be done in the boardroom here on May 22nd.
You know, we also want to stress that PPV has been supported entirely by the community. There's been a lot of speculation that we're supported and we're being driven by other entities.
Well,
but it's
the
not true.
rumor is realtors.
Okay.
But
That's
I-
right.
That isn't a dirty word, but actually every dollar that we have received has been from people who support us, from our members, from people in the community.
Yeah, we don't have a membership fee. It's just we have
Donations.
Donations.
We have
Okay.
donations, and people have been very generous because they believe in this cause. They want to be able to do with their property what they need to.
Right.
And
They
be-
want the option.
Yeah.
Just the option. I don't think a lot of people really want to rent down here. It's a big to-do to rent. You know, I mean, do you rent it empty, or if you're only going to rent it for a year or something, what do you do with your stuff?
Right.
But it's an option. It's an option. You have life insurance, you have a living will, and the 6-month lease restriction kind of comes in and kind of thwarts what you want to do with your property.
or what you can do with your property, because what happens is, and let's face it, we're all over 55. We're all getting older. We're not getting any younger. Something is going to happen to each and every one of us. At some point, we may need to go into a nursing home. We may end up in the hospital for long-term care. What are our families going to do to pay the $650 a month that we have to pay in HOA? And those people who also have a mortgage on top of that, our children, we can't put this burden on our children. We need to allow them to have the flexibility to take care of us, to sell our units, to rent them out, whatever needs to be done to help us. And I
Right.
think that's what this is all about. It's helping the community in United to be flexible, to be able to plan for the future, and to be able to take care of themselves.
And it will also, we really believe that it will also raise the property values throughout United and Third.
Okay, and you have a big meeting tomorrow. It's at
Yes, we
Clubhouse
do.
3, 6:30 p.m. And I believe you were telling me the other day it's in the main auditorium?
It's in the main auditorium. We want
Okay.
to have plenty of room for everybody to attend. As you know, we have over 6,300 units in United. So the auditorium, I believe, holds 825. Please come. We will tell you the truth.
Yes, we would like for both sides to come, because this has been a very divisive issue for this community. It's been
Yes, it
very
has,
hard for
yeah.
a lot of people. And after this vote comes in, it's very important that we do come together. Whether it's one side wins or the other side wins, we have to come together again.
All right,
Yes.
and again, if you folks want to attend their meeting and find out where, I think you know where PPV stands on this issue, but if you want to go there and get more information from them, as she holds up the ballot, that is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m., the main auditorium in Clubhouse 3. And ladies, thank you very much for coming on and explaining what Protect Property Values Clubs are all about. And you know, you gave your point of view, and thank you for it.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right, it was a
Really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Nice
Thank
to
you
see
so
you
much.
both, and thank you for coming on. Folks, we'll be right back, and as I mentioned a while back, I did a segment with the U.S. Postal Inspection Service about mail fraud and mail scams. Watch that, all right? It'll give you some good information.